Hi, I'm Andy Henderson. I'm a business owner, an entrepreneur and Sherpa guide. I've got a background in high growth technology businesses, and more recently I help other business owners similar to you to build winning businesses. Now I'm delivering this session because I absolutely love inspiring people with stories and examples of brilliant businesses who I've worked with quite a bit, who've done some pretty incredible things, with one of the big cornerstones of their success being the importance they place on setting goals. But it's not just any goals. We've got to set the right goals for the right reasons. And I want to pass off some of that knowledge of how to do that onto you. So back in my IT days, I was MD of a failing business. We actually shrank from 15 million to 14 million to 13 to 12. And that's when I took over as MD. And at that point, the business owner just didn't know what to do. When I grabbed the reins, we just had no vision. We had no idea of where we wanted to be. We didn't even know where we were. It was a really torturous time. We were all moving so fast in every single direction. We were just wasting our time, our energy, our effort and our money and dispersing it all in 1,000 different directions. But what I did was I harnessed everything and I did it to great effect. I worked with the team to create a compelling vision of what our future would be like as a collective, what our successful business would look like, how it would serve our customers, how it would give us all everything that we needed, both personally and professionally. I spoke of where we were right then too, the obstacles in our way and the opportunities that we were not capitalising on. And I created the gap between where we were now and where we wanted to be in the future. And that's when the journey from A to B began. But more about that later. In this episode of VIP Spotlight, I want to share with you my insights into goal setting. I'll help you understand the power of setting goals and the impact it's going to have on your business. And by the end of the episode, you'll know exactly how to set the right goals for the right reasons. And it's going to propel your business forwards like a laser-guided missile. So goals, they're really, really important. Important for our personal lives and important for our business. But why? Well, goals, they act as our guide. They help us feel like we're making progress towards something that we want. They help us to feel satisfied and valued. They help us work outside of our comfort zone where we learn and grow. They help us with our bragging rights as well down at the pub. But another way to look at it, another way to look at setting goals and setting the right goals would be, if you didn't have goals, how would you know that you've achieved anything? If you didn't have goals, how would you know you were making progress to that place you want to be? If you didn't set goals, how would your team know where they were going? And if you don't set goals, maybe it's because you're scared that you might fall short and fail. Now, we've all set goals in the past, but which of you has achieved them? Most of you, I expect, in one way or another. And now, I'd love you to join me in this next bit. Can I ask you to just close your eyes and think of a goal that you've achieved at some point in your life, a big, hairy, audacious goal that you just went for it hell for leather. And at the last second, you achieved it. And just after you achieved it, you literally sat there and thought, is that it? Is that it? We've all been there, but why does this happen? And another thing, have you ever set a goal and before you know it, you've just given up before you've really just got started? Or worse still, you've pursued your goal, then after a while, you just got distracted and chased something else instead. Yes to all three? Me too. The reason why this happens is because goals, they have to have meaning. But yeah, Andy, but that's okay. But I know what my goals are. I want a Ferrari by the time I'm 30. Yeah, that's a cool goal. But I have to ask you why. What's the meaning behind that goal? Is it because when you hit 30, you'll have 300k spare to do it, and it means you're wealthy and successful and you'll have the series of high-performing businesses to your name? Is it because you want to show off to your friends? Is it because your old boss has a BMW and you're playing a game of mine's bigger than yours? Now, if that's you, you might get it. You might reach that goal. You might just get that Ferrari, but you probably won't. And if you do, after a month or so, it's just a car. It won't make you any happier. But if it's always been your childhood dream to own and drive a specific Ferrari, the one you fell in love with, maybe the Testarossa off Magnum PI, and you just thought, wow, that's the one for me, I must have it. Or maybe it's because your grandfather worked with Enzo Ferrari back in the day, and you want to make him proud. See, these things have meaning, and with that in mind, you're probably more likely to reach your goal. But why is that? It's because the goal has meaning. And the meaning you attach to your goals is the secret sauce. In this case, the meaning behind the goal has a bigger pull than just a car. It's about fulfilling a lifelong ambition or recreating that old connection between you and your grandfather by riding in a car, by owning a car that your grandfather may have had a hand in designing. The point is, our goals must have meaning in order for them to be effective. Very often, it's not the goal itself that is the thing that drives us, it's the outcome of achieving that thing, achieving that goal. By this point, I'm sure you get where I'm going with this. The meaning we put on the things we want to achieve is everything. When we aim to lose weight, we aim for our target weight and weigh ourselves daily. Nothing much happens. We do a bit of exercise. We eat one less Mars bar, we eat one less roast potato. Nothing much happens, so we give up. We give up because very often the goal is just a number, and a number rarely has any meaning. It's like money. Money doesn't have meaning. It's what money gives us that has the meaning. But back to the weight analogy. It's not the number. The number in isolation is just a number. It's empty. What we need to do is create the meaning behind the number. What happens when we actually achieve it? What will change in me? Who will I become? What will enable me to do more of? Maybe play with the kids without being out of breath. Maybe having more energy, more focus. Maybe my clothes will fit better. I'll look better in the mirror. Maybe I'll have more confidence. Might be more attractive to my partner. Now that's meaning. It's the outcome of achieving the goal that gives us the meaning. i.e., what happens afterwards and how will that make us feel? So thinking about you now, do you want to play with the kids more without being out of breath? Do you want more energy, more focus? Do you want your clothes to fit better? Do you want to look better in the mirror? Do you want more confidence? Do you want to be more attractive to your partner? Or do you just want to lose 10 kilos in weight? Which is more compelling? Now you can see now by creating meaning behind the goals we set ourselves gives us a bigger reason to want to go for our goals and sets us up for greater chance of success. So you might be sitting there thinking, yeah, but that's great, Andy, but how do we apply this to business? And why should we set these meaningful goals for our businesses? What's it going to do for us? Well, with this philosophy, what we're actually doing is starting with the end in mind. Something I learned from Stephen Covey. He's a chap that wrote the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And to take this to the nth degree, we need to understand what happens at the end, at your end, the end of your journey. Why did we set up in business in the first place? Because we wanted more time, because we wanted more money, because we wanted more freedom. As you know, that rarely happens, but if you do it right, it will eventually. But we need to start at the end, like I said. So how about you play along with me right now? I want you to clearly understand the kind of life that you want in the future. What does success mean to you in life? What does success mean to you in business over the long term? Let's say 10 years. In 10 years' time, who do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be with? What do you want to feel like? And once you've described your life of success, write it all down. Now that you need to know, you just need to know this one simple thing. It's very simple, yet so powerful. Once you've defined your dream life, your future life of success, you have to acknowledge that your business is just a vehicle to get you there, to take you from point A to point B, from where you are now to where you want to be in the future. And now that you know your business is just a vehicle to get you there, how does your vehicle need to perform to get you to the life that you want, to give you the life you want? How much revenue does it need to do? How much profit? How many employees do you think it's going to have in 10 years? What about the valuation of the company? What does that need to be? How many customers are you going to serve? How much cash do you need in the bank? No more, no less, just define it. How does your business need to perform to give you the life that you've just described, your dream life, your successful life? Once you've got this, you kind of know what your goals are. Well, almost. We've got a sense of where you want to be. We've crystallized that vision. And now you've defined how your business needs to perform to give you the life you want. We've got something clear to aim for. And the clarity from just doing this exercise is just, well, it's just really, really good and really powerful. But what I don't want you to do once you've got this information is just rush off and aim for all those numbers. There's too many goals. Everything will get diluted and we can't work on whether we've achieved them or not. We can't work out whether we've achieved them or not. I want you to look at your numbers. Your numbers that you've just written down about how your business needs to perform to give you the life you want. And I want you to create a single, massive, long-term 10-year goal. I call it the North Star goal because, you know, if you follow the star, you're going to arrive at the right place at the right time, kind of like the 3 kings on the way to Bethlehem. But which is the important one? If you were to pick a single North Star goal, what type of goal would it be? Do we go for revenue? over profit? Do we go for profit over revenue? Do we go for company valuation? Or do we go with something with a bit more meaning? Meaning over money, impact over income, purpose over profit. How about the number of customers' lives or businesses you want to impact with the awesome products and services that you offer? Maybe if you're a recruiter, it might be the number of candidates you place in their dream jobs. Maybe a business coach might be the number of lives you impact with the work that you do. Maybe an IT company might be the amount of customers you support with a managed service contract. Meaning is so very powerful, and creating the right goal will light you up and it'll inspire you. Even in the most difficult moments, it also sets a firm intention of the type, the size and the structure of business you want to create. i.e., a business with a 10-year goal of impacting the lives of, let's say, 1 million customers will be a very different business to one that aims to impact the lives of 1,000 customers. So you can see it kind of sets the intent. But your business is not just about you, is it? You've got a team, you've got people, you've got employees, you've got customers, you've got suppliers. How do you get them involved in your journey? How do you create an army of fans that will all conspire to help you build and grow this amazing business of yours in the future? Well, the goal has to mean something to them as well. Does profit have meaning to your employees, customers or suppliers? How about turnover? Maybe the valuation of your company? No, thought not. Maybe, just maybe, the goal could be the amount of customers you want to impact with the work that you do. That might get them really engaged in the journey. If you focus on impact, on customer impact, the money will surely knock on your door. And maybe every one of your stakeholders, every single one of them will want to get on that goal and help you achieve it. You see, the right goals create belief. If you believe, if your employees believe, if your suppliers believe and your customers believe, you've got a business full of belief and the start of a high-performing business. Now remember, at the start of this episode, I told you a story of how back in my IT days, I was MD of a failing business. We went from 15 to 14 to 13 to 12, and that's when I took over as MD because the owner didn't know what to do. We had no vision. We had no idea of where we wanted to be. We didn't even know where we were. We're all moving so fast, I said. In every different direction, up, down, left, right. All this time, effort, energy and money was being wasted. It was being dispersed in 1,000 different directions. And what I did was harness it all. I used the framework that I've just walked you through to create that compelling vision of what we wanted our future to be like as a collective. What our successful business would look like, how it would serve our customers. We had and we developed and defined our North Star goal. And then what we did was we developed a set of 3-year goals that sat underneath the North Star goal, something for us to aim at in the near term. See, no one can create a plan for 10 years, but you can create a plan for 3. So that's what we did. And if I were you, that's what I'd do next too. 3-year goals, a revenue goal, a net profit goal, and a customer impact goal to keep us focused on customer experience. And once you've got those nailed down, you can simply reverse engineer those 3-year goals back to year 2, back to year 1. And all of a sudden, that journey to 10 years doesn't look so overwhelming. It looks practical, step by step, and above all, achievable. You see, all you need to do is hit that 1-year goal. You've got that magical thing called momentum. And that's exactly what we did. Within the following 3 years, we created belief. We set our compelling vision. We created our goals. We created belief across the whole business, and high performance followed. We grew from 12 million to 14.6 million to 19 million to 24.6 million. At 12 million, we had 72 people. At 24.9 million, we had 48. We had belief in our meaningful goals. We created an aspirational brand and a great place to work and a high-performing team on the back of it. You see, goal setting works, but only if you create the right goals for the right reasons. So, my top takeaways, what are they? Start at the end and work backwards. Set a long-term goal and bring it back to today. Create goals with meaning in here. Not just goals that mean something to you, but goals that mean something to your customers, your people, your suppliers, and the universe will conspire to help you achieve them. Break those goals, break them up into bite-sized chunks. Create your strategic 3-year goals and your plan to achieve them, but break your 1-year goal down into 4 quarters, into 12 months, into 52 weeks. Break it down. Remember, you can't eat an elephant all at once, but with a knife and fork, some salt and pepper, and a year to do it, eventually there's going to be nothing left but a pile of bones and you dabbing your mouth with a napkin after a remarkably good meal. So, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We were taking a look at how goal setting can have a hugely positive impact on your business. Remember, the key to all this is to create goals that have meaning over the long term. You must start at the end and work backwards from there. Be sure to check out some of the supporting materials included too. They're going to help you on your way to success. I've been your Sherpa guide, Andy Henderson, and I hope to see you again soon on a future episode of VIP Spotlight. That's all for me. Bye for now, and good luck on your journey.
Thanks for that, Andy. Now, for some of us, keeping track of goals can actually be quite challenging. One of my goals for this year is to get certified on Microsoft Azure through Microsoft. Now, to research and to plan for this, I used lots and lots of different Microsoft websites. And to be quite honest, that can be quite challenging to keep track of. However, there is a great feature in the Edge browser that comes with Windows called Collections, which can really help with this. Let me show you how. First, I open the Edge browser. I go up in the top right hand corner and click on this little collection symbol. Now, collections are a really easy way to group websites or favorites by category. You can see I have 2 collections so far, so I'm going to open my AZ900 collection and add another revision website to it. To do this is really simple. Go to the website. On the right hand side here, just click add current page, and that's it. It's permanently stored that in my collections. Now, with my collections, I can also share them. So when I share this collection with colleagues, I can do, or I can actually open them all with a single clip. That is collections. I hope you found this tip useful. Remember, for the best Windows experience and the latest features, remind our customers to always buy genuine. I have been Dale, and I hope to see you again on a future episode of VIP Spotlight.